Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we've looked at a lot of set-top video players here on the channel from just about every major manufacturer. So a lot of people have been writing in asking me what my top pick is of the year. And rather than give you a single top pick, I'm actually going to give you four because I think there are different use cases. There's different providers that are available on one box and not on the other. So I'm going to give you four different options that are based on what they can do as well as what their price is, so we can kind of meet every expectation, both budget and function here in the review. Now I'm going to start with the most expensive and most powerful one because this is my personal favorite. This is the Nvidia Shield TV. Again, a very powerful device running with an Nvidia graphics processor, a very fast CPU, so it's very good for classic game emulation. It runs Android, so you can pop in all of these Android apps that you probably already own will run on here. So it's a very open platform in that you can sideload things on if they're not in the Android App Store, as well as just get things from that Android App Store and plug them into it. It's got a lot of ports on the back, as you can see. I covered this extensively in my review, so you can check out a bunch of videos I've already done on this product. And rather than give you a TV remote with it, they give you a game controller, very high quality game controller actually, that connects wirelessly to the device with their own Wi-Fi protocol, so it's a lot faster than Bluetooth, a very low latency controller. You even get a headphone jack on here too, so you can listen to audio privately. So if you're playing games in the middle of the night, you're not waking your spouse up, and that's often a good thing. So great for games, pretty good for video playback too. It does support 4K. The only thing it doesn't support though is Amazon Video as well as iTunes content. So those are some things that you might have to worry about there. But if you don't use those two things, then this is a great choice, especially if you want something high powered. If you have a lot of your own media, this is also going to be great for home theater enthusiasts because later on in the year, once they get Kodi updated, this already supports DTS HD as well as Dolby True HD audio. So the very high-end digital audio formats work on here. It also supports the 24p frame rates that Blu-ray movies often require too for the most smooth playback on your television. So 23.976 playback works on here too. We're just waiting for Kodi to get all that stuff, and we've got ourselves the ultimate home theater box with an awesome interface, because the Android TV interface is very well suited for the living room, and there is a lot of app choices on here too. All the stuff that you want to do to tweak it, you can do with it, and I'm really, really pleased with this device. So I'm very, very happy with this as my main video player, and even just navigating the menus is really fast. They also have a remote control available if you wanted a more traditional remote for another $30 or $50 or so, depending on what the sales are. This also has a headphone jack on it also for private listening. So you're looking at about $200 for the device with the game controller. You'll be close to $250 to $300 when you get the remote in here. So it does cost a little bit more than some of these other things you're going to see, but it does a lot more, and it even does more than a game console that might cost around that price, because again, you've got that flexibility of Android, and if you're into all the old games like I am and want to emulate, this is the best way to do it. Now, if you're not so much a techie, or you have a lot of iTunes content, or you have some Amazon content, you might want to take a look at the Apple TV, which I was actually surprised I liked as much as I did. They've really refined the interface on this. The old one was very limited. This one now has an app store, so a lot of the iTunes apps you may have bought on your iPhone or iPad may already be available to you on here, because many developers are choosing to make the Apple TV version of the app available to you for free. So a bunch of my things that I already bought years ago are now available on here, which was kind of nice to see. It may not be for everything, but that will be the case there. You can also play back Amazon content on here, which you can't do on the Android TV platform, but you have to load it up on your iPhone first with their Amazon Video app, and then AirPlay it over wirelessly to this. A bit of an extra hurdle to take, but you can play back Amazon content. All of your iTunes content that you've ever bought is likely in here. It definitely is if you log in with the same account. So even songs that I bought 10 years ago were waiting for me in this device when I turned it on, including all the movies and TV shows that I own too. So very complete library of content that you can play here. It does right now, does everything except Google Play, and if Apple and Google can get along, maybe, who knows, you might even be able to get Google Play on here too. So there's a lot of content offerings, but right now the only thing this one doesn't do is Google Play, and you can do the Amazon with a little bit of effort, but not a lot of effort, so it's pretty good. The remote is very nice on it too. So I did a full review of this just the other day, so definitely check that one out. But I do recommend the Apple TV for its breadth of content offerings and its compatibility with all the Apple services. If you are tied in with the iPhone and the iPad and have a lot of pictures in your iCloud account, this one's going to sync up very, very well with your devices. Not cheap though. It's also in the higher end of the price scale, so about $150 with the remote. for the 32 gigabyte version. So it's not the least expensive thing out there, but from a content offering, it's pretty complete. Now, if you don't want to spend that much, or you're not really that intertwined with the Apple ecosystem, the next best content offering is on the Roku, and I recommend the Roku 3 versus the Roku 4, just because the 3 is very capable and very good. Unless you have a 4K television, you really don't need to go to the 4. So this is the 3 here. It supports most of the major video providers, including Amazon as well as Google Play. Both of those are on here. However, Apple is not. So you can't play Apple content on this, but just about everything else, including Google Play, works on here. You can even toss your YouTube video from your phone to here like a Chromecast too. So there's a lot of features that they have put into the Roku 3 that I like a lot. And again, the Roku 4 is pretty much the same product, but it supports 4K. This one is only 1080. And by the way, I should mention that the Apple TV is only 1080 also. It doesn't yet support 4K. Another thing I like about the Roku is that it has a headphone jack on the remote also, so you can do private listening with this one too. Works very, very well, and the battery on the remote lasts quite a while, even if you are using the headphone on there too. It is just 2 AA's, but the battery life on the remote is very good, even for streaming. So nice little box, very affordable at $99, so I would take a look at that. Now, if you really don't want to spend a lot of money, the Chromecast here is a really good choice. $35, a very nice video player, works with your iPhone or your Android phone. So there's no menu when you plug this in. It's waiting for your phone to connect to it to give it instructions as to what it's supposed to stream. So it works with most of the major providers except Amazon and Apple. So you can play just about everything else through the app on your phone to your Chromecast. In fact, when your phone sees the Chromecast on the network, you'll have a new icon that pops up on your screen. I'll show you that in the review I did of this. So very easy to use and get working, but again, not a full content set. So if you want to get everything in your house, including Apple, you can buy one of these, and you've got Google covered here and everything else covered on there, including Amazon through AirPlay. But again, there's really at the moment nothing that does everything. You have to kind of choose based on where most of your content is purchased. So those are my top 4 picks at the moment. But one thing to think about too, and you should probably look at this before you go out and buy one of these, is go to your smart TV if you have one and poke around and see if it has the apps that you want. Because I recently picked up a 60-inch LG 4K television, which I reviewed above, that has all of these applications built into it already, with the exception of maybe Google Play and the Apple iTunes Store. But I have Amazon Video, Netflix, YouTube. I think I even have HBO on there too. It works great. Really nice interface. So some of these TVs are actually catching up with some of these boxes. So check your TV first and see if it will do what you're looking for it to do. If it doesn't, then go out and see if one of these boxes might help. And these are the top 4 that I found to be the best ones of this year so far. Please let me know below what you think, and if there are any others I should be taking a look at. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching. This channel is brought to you by the generosity of my Patreon supporters. If you find the channel helpful, you too can contribute for as little as $1 a month. Visit Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more.